Seth Rollins returned to Monday Night Raw after several months away due to injury and rehabilitation. His timing wasn't random. With CM Punk now a consistent on-screen presence and Roman Reigns dominating SmackDown, WWE needed another main event level voice on Raw to re-establish balance. Internally, Rollins is viewed as one of the few wrestlers who can command top-tier segments without needing a championship belt. According to reports from reliable outlets, his clearance came only days before Raw went live, meaning the creative direction was finalized on short notice. The goal wasn't to shock the audience, it was to reset the roster hierarchy and reignite long-term main event programs heading into WrestleMania season. The interaction between Rollins and Punk wasn't purely for entertainment. These two have a complex professional history. Punk has criticized Rollins publicly in past interviews, while Rollins has countered by calling Punk's earlier return self-serving. Bringing them face-to-face on live television carries legitimate tension. Backstage, both men are respected but have vastly different philosophies. Rollins believes in staying active, defending titles, and representing WWE year-round. Punk operates from a perspective of legacy, focusing on story depth, authenticity, and selective appearances. Their professional contrast makes this confrontation believable even without scripted heat. From a booking standpoint, this is smart. WWE can rely on authentic competitive tension rather than forced storytelling. The segment wasn't about physical altercations. It was about establishing who speaks for the locker room in this era. Sources close to production indicate that this meeting between Punk and Rollins was always meant to set up a broader arc rather than an immediate feud. The plan for the next few months is to gradually build leadership conflict across Raw, with both men symbolizing opposing creative visions. For Triple H and the creative team, this is long-term business. Rollins represents stability and loyalty. Punk represents unpredictability and creative rebellion. Both archetypes attract different audience segments, allowing WWE to expand viewer engagement heading into premium live events. The realism of this confrontation also serves as a test case. Can WWE allow real-life friction to enhance in-ring narratives without crossing into personal territory? Internally, reactions within the locker room have been respectful but cautious. Multiple wrestlers see this rivalry as beneficial because it brings attention to Raw. However, others are concerned that real-life disagreements could influence booking decisions. Rollins is known for maintaining professionalism, mentoring younger talent, and embracing WWE's corporate vision. Punk has a history of speaking out when he feels creative directions lack integrity. That difference naturally divides opinions, but it also energizes the product. Executives reportedly support the dynamic, believing competition among top talents keeps WWE's creative environment fresh. If this direction continues, WWE has three clear options for Rollins vs. Punk: Royal Rumble 2025 confrontation, where one eliminates the other to spark a WrestleMania feud. Elimination Chamber setup, with both men competing for a championship opportunity. Tag team tension storyline, forcing them to coexist before finally breaking apart. Regardless of route, the company's priority is realism. The chemistry between these two doesn't require over-the-top storytelling, just microphone time and layered character psychology. Rollins' return has already boosted engagement metrics. Raw's social media highlights featuring him reached millions of views within hours. CM Punk remains one of WWE's top search drivers, and pairing him against Rollins only amplifies viewership potential. Sponsors favor this type of rivalry because it balances athletic credibility with marketable tension. It's a corporate safe feud that still feels raw and competitive. From a brand standpoint, both men personify different pillars of WWE's identity. Rollins equals consistency, work ethic, athleticism. Punk equals individuality, rebellion, authenticity. This duality gives creative flexibility across merchandise, digital media, and event marketing. Within management circles, Triple H values both talents highly but for different reasons. He views Rollins as a reliable cornerstone and Punk as a strategic attraction who can spike ratings. The challenge is maintaining equilibrium, letting both shine without diminishing either. According to backstage reports, Triple H's approach has been to emphasize realism, fewer scripts, more improvisation, and authentic verbal exchanges that reflect their personalities. That policy has paid off, giving Raw a fresh energy not seen since 2016. While this feud is Raw-based, it indirectly affects SmackDown. Roman Reigns remains the company's biggest star, and any discussion of locker room leadership inevitably references him. Rollins' resurgence on Raw means the leadership conversation is no longer one-sided across brands. If creative timing aligns, there's potential for a future inter-brand event involving all three names: Reigns, Rollins, and Punk, an authentic generational crossover that could headline any major show. For longtime viewers, this moment marks WWE's continued transition from scripted rivalries to performance-driven authenticity. Fans can expect less overproduced storytelling and more real-time character exploration. It's a direction that rewards knowledgeable audiences who understand the industry beyond surface level. Fightium's analysis shows that this is not about nostalgia. It's about leadership, control, and the evolution of WWE's creative hierarchy. Seth Rollins' return and confrontation with CM Punk represent a pivotal reset for Monday Night Raw. It blends corporate strategy with genuine locker room competition, giving WWE both realism and unpredictability. This rivalry may not rely on physical attacks or chaotic endings. Its power lies in credibility. Both men are veterans, both command respect, and both understand that the next 6 months could define their final legacies. Fightium's conclusion: this is the right feud at the right time, and it's setting the tone for WWE 2025. Behind the scenes, WWE's creative department has become more data-driven than ever. Seth Rollins' return and CM Punk's ongoing involvement aren't just about storylines, they are part of a measurable strategy designed to sustain long-term viewership. Over the past year, internal reports have shown that segments featuring veterans with credible history, rather than random rivalries, generate higher retention on both live broadcasts and post-show replays. Rollins and Punk fit that formula perfectly. This is why WWE is spacing out their interactions, using tension and realism instead of weekly overexposure. The creative team under Triple H wants to maintain intrigue while ensuring that every segment feels essential, not repetitive. It's a balancing act. Deliver consistent star power without exhausting audience anticipation. That's the modern WWE strategy, and this rivalry demonstrates it clearly. Seth Rollins' physical conditioning remains one of the most underrated elements of his career longevity. Even though he recently recovered from injury, his commitment to in-ring readiness never wavered. According to trainers close to Rollins, his focus during recovery was on functional strength, flexibility, and explosive pacing, not just aesthetics. He tailored his workouts toward shock absorption, to handle Punk's slower but more methodical style. Mentally, Rollins has spoken about treating wrestling as performance art and competition equally. That mindset allows him to adapt to Punk's psychological tactics, where verbal chess often comes before physical confrontation. This preparation ensures that whenever the rivalry turns physical, it will feel legitimate, not choreographed for spectacle. CM Punk's presence in WWE has fundamentally altered the backstage hierarchy. Before his comeback, Raw's creative direction leaned toward long-term faction arcs and technical storytelling. Punk's addition reintroduced unpredictability, an edge that appeals to older fans who grew up during the 2011 to 2013 era of realism and rebellion. Now, the company must balance two forms of leadership. Roman Reigns represents dominance and order. CM Punk represents defiance and independence. Rollins' return places him squarely between those forces. He's not a rebel like Punk, nor a ruler like Reigns. He's the bridge between both philosophies. From a business standpoint, this triangular dynamic opens the door for crossover narratives between brands, but more importantly, it defines WWE's tone heading into 2025. Blending structured main event programs with flashes of creative chaos. Every major WWE return brings a measurable financial ripple, and Seth Rollins' comeback is no exception. Within 48 hours of his Raw segment with Punk, social media engagement surged across all major WWE platforms. Segments featuring both stars consistently outperform weekly averages by double-digit percentages in both views and watch time. Rollins' merchandise also saw a sharp uptick, specifically in Visionary and Architect, themed apparel. Meanwhile, Punk remains one of WWE's highest-selling names on shop and licensing channels. This synergy benefits not just WWE, but their broadcast partners and digital sponsors. Networks value this kind of stable yet dramatic competition because it's rooted in respect, not chaos. In essence, the Rollins Punk dynamic isn't just entertainment, it's sustainable business. It gives WWE control over mainstream media coverage while keeping hardcore fans emotionally invested without burning them out. You've been watching Fightium, your source for professional WWE analysis and industry insight. No rumors, no fantasy writing, just accurate breakdowns from the performance and creative perspective. If you want continued updates on Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and WWE's evolving creative structure, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. The new era has only just begun, and Fightium will keep you informed every step of the way.